With a view of one legacy control structure behind me, I moved to the more modern variety. So anyway, talking about Bitcoin and cryptos and currencies in general. So what have we got? Bitcoin is going to fork again to Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin. Of course, we've already had Bitcoin Cash. There was rumors of Ethereum having a fork at one point, and now Bitcoin Cash itself is going to have a fork of its own. So the children are starting to have children, and soon we'll have the children's children starting to have children. What do we need to make of all of this? Well, those of you that are regular viewers of my YouTube channel will know that I suspect a substantial amount of fiat currency has to squeeze into this crypto realm. In other words, if crypto is to be the replacement money that I believe, or let me change that phrase, that I assess on balance of probabilities, is going to be the replacement currency for nationalized, debt overloaded currencies that we have currently, then it needs to get big, have more coins in circulation, because there's an awful amount of fiat. Picture Jupiter and then picture a basketball in the corner of your room in terms of scale. When you talk about the derivative markets, the epic bond markets, all of these huge assets and counterfeiting efforts by the central banking cartel, for all of them to be squeezed into that basketball, we're going to need a lot more coins about, because what the Fed and the central banking cartel hate is disorderly declines or inclines. Anything that rises in a disorderly fast manner or disorderly abrupt and brutal sell-off. So, you know, things can change in value, valuations can adjust. They hate disorderly declines, they hate disorderly ascents. So what we effectively have here is we need a greater proliferation of Bitcoin-like coins to absorb all of this fiat that's got to come all of the way. So what do we have? Well, we need the original Bitcoin to have babies, and we need the babies to have babies. And each one, because Bitcoin has, you know, bought us all off with this limited supply of 21 million, you know, this isn't going to be quantitative easing, this is different. But if it keeps splitting into other coins that all just keep, even if they do agree to have fixed numbers themselves and say, well, we're only going to have X and coin B is only going to have Y, etc., but they keep splitting, and you have an unlimited amount of forks that can continue. Eventually you're going to have forks or forks or forks or forks, and there's going to be a lot of forking off, and with all that means there's going to be a whole bunch more coins, each one claiming to have maybe limited supply or only to increase supply in a very moderate manner, but you're getting expansionism of the coin supply. And this is one of the ways that you can get around the 21 million number if you're the control structure and you want a proliferation of cryptos on a greater degree, so that when we start squeezing that huge wall of debt-induced fiat into the crypto realm, and remember, these are things that are probably going to parallel run for a long time until eventually the one just literally loses its relevance and reason for existing. And for all of that to happen, so there'll be quite a sustained parallel running period, even once cryptos is accepted as a viable alternative at a mainstream level. You and I might already be there, but the rest of the world doesn't even know, and we're a very small percent. So with that all coming, this is effectively the quantitative easing as I described it for cryptos. In other words, making more coin options available. Note that it's also come in the Bitcoin family, so it's had a lot of the structure and is carrying the name, it's the big boss. Finally, what do I think will happen in terms of how it should be traded? Let's switch to the Bitcoin Gold. Well, we have a comparison of what happened with Bitcoin Cash. Apart from a cash pump right at the very onset, Bitcoin Cash was sold off brutally and Bitcoin ran really strongly. So whenever people are getting free coins that aren't Bitcoin out of being in Bitcoin, they generally take the money and run and put it into Bitcoin. So what I would expect is, if that behavior continues, because none of these new coins have the reputation, the length of standing, the same degree of acceptance, no matter what valuation they put on themselves, people will sell off the gift and flip it into Bitcoin. Even people in cryptos do what risk-averse people do. It's not the place for risk-averse people, but people are always trying to do things that give them longer run comfort. So what do? They will sell the gold a large amount. That doesn't mean 100% of everybody is going to do that. You just need a small portion, in fact, to be sellers. Because there's not going to be a great deal of people who will sell gold to buy, who will sell Bitcoin to buy more of the new coin. So you just need a slight imbalance of people that are selling the new coin for the established coin to the ones that are going the other way, which I expect would be very little and very few. And you're going to get a slump in the new coin, and Bitcoin getting even further demand at its wind in its sails. So that's my take, and that's a little bit of a run by the quantitative easing potential and how it will manifest in cryptos. So that and why, a reason why a control structure may want that to be a designed aspect in there, because we keep getting sold the uniqueness of the limited number, but then if the coins keep forking, we get an ever larger proliferation of coins. Okay, that's Francis checking out. If you want to learn more about how we trade with HVF method, I mean, we just smashed it, a whole bunch of the guys on the premium. Just took 114% on Vertcoin. I've just done a clip on Zen. That's one I did early, so it's a freebie. Very few ever go out early. That's on Zen, and that coin is just triggered, so you can get in when most premium level guys, at the levels most premium levels guys are getting in, which is rare. Have a look at that one. You want to find out and be part of a community trading crypto coins, just pop over to themarketsniper.com and email to support@themarketsniper so that you can get some more details. Speak to you all soon and enjoy your Sunday.